Blech. Another film from 1932 starring Bela Lugosi. Actually, this might be his first film after Dracula. Murders in the Rue Morgue, directed by Robert Florey. I gave this one 3.5 stars as well. The synopsis: in 19th century Paris, a maniac abducts young women and injects them with ape blood in an attempt to prove ape-human kinship, but constantly meets failure as the abducted women die. Yeah, shooting like blood from another creature, that's probably not, although we have gotten to an age where people are living for long periods of time with like pig kidneys and pig hearts. So who knows what is actually possible. But back then, again, talking about scientific mumbo jumbo like we did in Island of Lost Souls, it like the logic. I love this poster, Bela Lugosi, by the way. Isn't that a great poster of him? This one right here. The logic is that in order to like the science of mixing blood was like so extreme and like, whoa, we need to abduct women just so we can. It's like, dude, why not just take their blood and then just go to your laboratory and mix it with ape blood? Like, it turns into this whole like kidnapping plot for no reason. You don't even need to, but whatever, they do. And Bela Lugosi he plays Dr. Erik or something. He is so diabolical and devious in this movie. Once again, a word I used maybe too much, but just is perfectly succinct in what I want to say. He is delicious as the villain in this, and it's based on the Edgar Allan Poe story Murders in the Rue Morgue, which is a it's a detective story. It's a crime. It's a murder mystery that needs to be solved, and ultimately, spoilers for anybody who's not familiar with the story, and really deserves its own like faithful adaptation. Like, I want like a super faithful to the source material adaptation of Murders in the Rue Morgue. But the idea is that they're trying to figure out how this woman had her throat cut with a straight razor in her apartment, and they can't figure out how it's even possible because there was no way to enter through the door. The language they heard, that they're trying to determine if it was Italian or German or whatever. No one can figure out what the language was. The hair, she was shoved up a chimney too. The hair that was, there's strange tufts of hair that don't match like anything that belongs to a human. Basically, a detective determines, guy determines that it was no man or woman that could have done this, and it was in fact an orangutan. And it's just so great, and it's amazing to me. A podcast I did many years ago, we talked about Dunstan Checks In, and the idea of like how like the orangutan like device in that Pongo Pygmaeus, the orangutan in Dunstan himself almost functions like the orangutan in Murders of the Rue Morgue, and how I wanted to see a sequel that was more horrific in that kind of way. This movie ends kind of like King Kong. They're up on a rooftop, and the ape, it's not an orangutan, it's an ape, it's a gorilla, who turns on Bela Lugosi, of course, and strangles him to death. Bela Lugosi straps these women to this like large like X, kind of like how like what's his face in Ramsay Bolton flays people. The House of Bolton, they flay people on those giant X's. Girls get bolted to the X and they have blood withdrawn. In any case, he turns on Bela Lugosi, and then they find themselves up on the rooftop because a great climax always happens on the roof. And it was very proto King Kong. I think King Kong came out in 1933. So this predates King Kong by a full year. I wonder if they watched Murders of the Rue Morgue and were like, hey, we should have, Kong go up on the Empire State Building and fall down. Hero shoots the ape, and he falls down dead on the roof. It's great. The special effects are great. Again, these old movies can be so exciting when they reach their climaxes, and then the movie just ends. They just end. There's no epilogues to any of these movies. They just sort of end. I really enjoyed Murders of the Rue Morgue. And again, it's nice, short, sweet. Again, some of these movies are like an hour, hour 10, hour 20. You can't go wrong. You watch like 3 of them in a night. Actually, that's not true because too much black, you get black and white fatigue after a while watching too many old movies. But it's a great way to cleanse the palate after watching a bunch of more modern sort of horror. So I highly recommend you check out Murders in the Rue Morgue again, and read or familiarize yourself with the original Edgar Allan Poe short story.